Hello world, this is Random Fix and welcome to another episode of Let's Rate This Power Station. So we're going to be putting this power station to the test and beyond by doing some things that you're supposed to use this for, and then we're going to go ahead and make it accidentally trip and overload it to see how well it does. I'm also going to show you guys what's in the box, and lastly I'm going to give it a Random Fix tool grade so you can make a better decision for yourself. Stay tuned. Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. So we got the Oupes 992 watt hour version here, and this does have the lithium iron phosphate battery chemistry, which I absolutely love, and it's going to last you a very long time. In this video we're going to go ahead and talk a little bit about this station today, because this is a sine wave inverter. So basically it's going to go and produce clean power for your digital electronics to use, like your computers, your induction ovens. I recently installed a non-sine wave inverter on my Sprinter here, and I thought I was in the clear and I got away for cheap. And when I went to go turn on the induction oven, guess what guys? Induction ovens do not turn on unless you got a pure sine wave inverter. So we might even put the induction cooktop to the test here with the Oupes power station here. And let's talk a little bit about this unit. So this unit is going to be about 12 inches tall, 13 inches wide, and about 9 inches deep in here, and it weighs about 25 pounds. So it's on the borderline of being considered portable. I can lift this with one arm. However, if this unit got any bigger, it might start getting a little bit difficult to carry this around, as would not be so portable. And so we got 3 sine wave plugs here, and these are going to be non-grounded plugs, and they're rated for 1200 watts with a little cushion of peak wattage. So whenever a device first turns on, for example that heater there, when we turn it on, it's rated at 200. However, you'll see it at first go ahead and climb, and that's what the peak wattage on this is going to go ahead and handle for you. And to turn the plugs on and off, you're just going to go ahead and hit this button, and you'll see it right there on the screen. It says AC on, and the same thing for the DC ports. So on the other side here we have a car lighter port here. So if you have an electric fridge, a 12 volt, you can go ahead and plug that in here, and this is rated at 10 amps. The same thing with these two over here, and these are going to be your barrel connectors that you can go ahead and power up lights with or any other accessories. And this does have pass-through power, so if you have this plugged into your car, you can still power up these plugs here, as well as the 110 volt plugs here. And then we have a total of 2 3.0 quick charge USBs right here, and all of these can quick charge your phone. The only difference is the one on the left is rated at 60 watts versus 18 on the USB-C. So this is great for charging up your laptops, your Nintendo Switch. However, these are not bi-directional, and what that means is you cannot go ahead and put power into the unit through this port right here. Some units do have bi-directional USB-C, this one does not. So the only way you can actually charge this unit is going to be with the included car lighter adapter or solar panels. So this unit has a built-in solar charger, which is MPPT. And if you went ahead and plugged in solar panel, you can go ahead and get up to 200 watts of solar in here, which is great because then you can go ahead and charge up the unit in about 8 hours. If you went ahead and charged it off the 200 watt adapter that's included here, this would take about 6 hours to fully charge. And let me just show you guys what's in the box now, because there's not a lot of included adapters. So you get the car lighter adapter, you get the wall charger here that's rated at 200 watts. So most chargers that I see with other units are rated at 100 watts. This is rated at 200 watts, and we'll go ahead and try that out. And lastly, you get a very easy to understand owner's manual that has all the fault codes in the back. So if you're using this unit in 10 years and something happens, you can easily troubleshoot it yourself. So I really like the fact that they included the trouble codes on here. And the unit did come well packaged and protected in this box. It had styrofoam all the way around it. So definitely props to the vendor on getting this shipped over to me safely, and there was nothing damaged. And the unit also has some nice protective features built into it, like these legs right here. Over the years, when you use these power stations, you're going to notice that sometimes they're going to go and get banged up. And so things like these rubber feet here will go ahead and keep the unit protected and nice and cool. And the unit will basically last a little longer. Like all power stations, this unit does have a built-in light that has a strobe feature, and it's a nice dispense light, which you guys will see right here. So now let's talk about this display a little bit. So we have the display where we are charged at 100%. And as I showed you guys, whenever you turn the port on, you'll see it right there. And the same thing for the DC ports. And we're going to go and check out the display quality here a little bit. By turning on this 200 watt heater right here, we can see how informative this is. So we saw that the heater is on. So we're getting hot air here. And the unit is able to go ahead and power up that heater with no issues. And you can see that the wattage is dropping the longer this runs. So this is really nice. We're going to go ahead and turn this off. That's a very small load, which most portable power stations like that can handle. This is a bigger heater, and this right here is a little bit more of a demanding heater. And this unit is currently taking in roughly about almost 500 watts. So we can see that this can handle the 500 watts no problem. And let's go ahead and turn on the other heater at the same time while the bigger one's running. And we can see that we are close to 750 watts here. And the display is able to go ahead and read out to us in real time how long this would last. So if we were running the little heater just by itself, and running the little heater by itself, we're roughly going to be able to get out about 8 hours. And one thing I want to show you really quick while that little heater is running is that the unit does have a little exhaust fan, and this is the medium level of it, and it does get a little bit louder if you go ahead and really crank up the unit, which we may do in a few seconds. So overall, definitely something you can live with. So with both the heaters off, let's go ahead and try to go and power up a heat gun. And this heat gun is currently taking in about 900 watts. And with the heat gun running, let's go ahead and see if we can really put this unit to the test. And so I got the heater on plus the heat gun, and we can see that the unit is putting out close to 1200 watts. And this is the fan at the very loud setting. This is definitely doable if you're going to be using it for work. However, if you were camping, this fan would definitely keep you from falling asleep. I did want to show you guys this is able to go ahead and handle this load here at 1130 watts without any issues. So I'm going to go ahead and let this run for about 15 minutes to see if anything happens. So I'm using my kid's alarm here to go ahead and help with this test, and we're going to let this baby run. And check that out, guys. You can see that on the display the fan is spinning a little bit faster now, and I'm even charging my phone because this video is going to be a little bit long. And so far this unit has performed perfectly. Very nice. Woo, that is hot. So we got about 5 minutes left on the test. Heater is running, heat gun is running, my phone is charging while this video is happening. We are taking in 1138 watts. We got ourselves a 12 volt little air pump that I use to inflate mattresses. Let's see if this works. Okay, so we got less than 1 minute left here on the 15-minute test. Battery is at 62%. We are still at 1133 watts here. Heater's on, heat gun is on. We tried this out, it worked, and so far everything is definitely working as planned. The exhaust here on the Oupes Power Station has not gone too extreme. It is still bearable and comfortable. I checked it with the infrared gun like this, and I know this is plastic, but it only shows 104 or 106 degrees right there, so that's definitely comfortable. It's not too crazy. And remember, this unit is being really stressed right now, and the nice thing with this is that it has a BMS built in. So a BMS is a battery management system, and basically it has internal temperature sensors. It knows if the battery is too hot, too cold, what it needs to go ahead and do to allow it to charge. And If things get too dangerous, it'll go ahead and shut the unit off. And the nice thing with the lithium iron phosphate batteries is they're a lot less prone to fires than some of the original lithium stuff. So that's definitely pretty cool. We're definitely past the 15 minutes here. Everything's working perfectly. And I'm going to go ahead and just top off this test a little bit more by letting this run. And I'm going to go ahead and attempt to turn on the bigger heater here as well. See if we can go ahead and trip this. Then we're going to take it inside the van. We're going to try out the car charger. I'm going to use the induction oven and make sure that there's no faults with that. And lastly, we're going to go ahead and give it the random fix tool grade because we already know how everything here works. We know about all the different ports here, and the unit is performing perfectly. So let's go ahead and turn on the pump here. Okay, so we can see that we got an error code 3 right here, and it did not go ahead and turn off the DC power here. It only turned off the alternating power because I really overloaded this on purpose. So let's go ahead and pull out that owner's manual. And now we can go ahead and figure out why the system gave us that error code, because both the AC and DC were basically overloaded. So that's pretty cool, and I did not have to hop behind the computer or get on a phone with customer service. Since this is included, I could go ahead and troubleshoot this myself. And let's see how easy it is to go ahead and reset this. Turn the unit back on. Okay. Easy. Fan is back on. Heat gun is back on. So everything is working perfectly now. And that did not require having to pull the unit apart, even though I purposely overloaded the system. Definitely a thumbs up to Oupes for designing a simple and easy to use system. And with pass-through power, I could go ahead and plug it in. As I'm using these ports here and charging the phone, it lets me know that I'm currently taking in 182 watts and I'm putting out 1131 watts. I can go ahead and power any device as I'm charging the unit, which is really nice because if you're on a long road trip and you have this plugged into your vehicle, you don't have to go ahead and unplug everything. So you can go ahead and leave this in the back of the car. If you got a cigarette lighter port back there, now your refrigerator, any electronics that you have back there, maybe there's scooters, they can all stay plugged in and you're ready to go. So now let's go ahead and hop in the van. We'll try out the car lighter adapter. We'll try that induction oven. So we are in the car and we're using the car lighter adapter that it came with. We're currently taking in 80 watts. The cable is actually a little short, so it's only about 3 feet, so I wish this was a little bit longer. Let's go ahead and try out that induction cooktop. So we're here at this printer. I got my short power plug right there. Unit is on. AC port is on. And my inverter for the vehicle is off right there. So this has settings here from 1 to 10. 10 is going to be the highest. Let's see how the unit is doing outside. And outside, the induction cooktop is taking in roughly about 1157 watts. So it's definitely a lot of power going through this. And I have not charged the unit since we started testing, so this is on the same charge. Hey everybody, it's Random Fix. As I'm waiting for the water to boil, I did want to mention to you guys, if you guys like this video, make sure you guys give the video a thumbs up, as it really lets YouTube know how I'm doing and I'm bringing you guys valuable content. and hot boiling water. Check that out, guys. No issues with the power station. So good news is I got boiling water. You guys can see right there's super hot water. However, that induction cooktop really puts everything to the test, and it did go ahead and throw off an error code, which is going to be error code number 1. Basically, I overloaded the system again. So if that happens to you guys, let the unit cool off, go ahead and reset it, and you're ready to go again. And again, I have had other 2000 watt inverters that actually came with this vehicle. They couldn't handle that cooktop. So that cooktop really puts all sine wave inverters to the test. One thing I did want to point out is if you do get an overload error like that, the one I showed you earlier, you can go ahead and just turn off the port instead, and that will keep the fan running. So these guys really thought about everything. I was actually doing it the incorrect way, which was turning off the unit, but when you turn off the unit, the fan turns off, and that's not what you want to do. So definitely props to Oupes for thinking of everything. I wanted to point out most units like this come with a 1-year warranty. This particular power station is a little bit different. Comes with a 2-year warranty. That is pretty cool. So now is my favorite part of the video, guys. This is where I'm going to go ahead and give this a random fix tool grade so you guys can decide for yourself. So first thing I want to do is thank the vendor here for sending me the unit and allowing me to do a real honest review for you guys so you guys know exactly what you're getting. So I'm going to go ahead and give this a random fix tool grade of 71 out of 100. And the only thing that really could improve this unit is if they would have included in a few more adapters for the DC ports here, and maybe a Y adapter to MC4 for the solar panels, because I know how hard it is when you're actually looking for those adapters. I appreciate you guys watching, and for staying tuned until the end of the video, guys. You're going to find a special coupon in the video link down below. Also, you're going to find links to these ports, including this to MC4. Everything you need will be down there, and you're going to be able to save yourself 15% by using that special coupon. Thanks.